Hello, beautiful people. My name is Grace So Amazing. So, I want to invite you to be a part of my inner circle. Alright, so I am a life and personal development coach. What I do is I help people build systems. And what I mean by building systems is something that looks like habits that can help you achieve your goals in three critical areas of your life. I'm very, very particular about health and wellness, relationship and family, and career and business. Look, I understand what it means to struggle in all these areas that I have just mentioned, and I am willing to show you how to navigate through tough times. I've been there, and I'm also certified to help you navigate through these trying times. Do not take my word for it. All you need to do is click the link that you can see below and be a part of my inner circle.
One of the reasons why people find it difficult to practice mindful journaling or mindful reflection is just finding the time to grow into it, because it actually takes time to have it as part of your behavioral habits. And that is why if you are able to find a community to help you to build that over time, then it's a win-win for us. And that's why I've put together the 30 days mindful reflection journal challenge. This is to help you over a 30-day period, to help you really reflect, get to know yourself better, but do not have to do it alone, so that you have a community to support you on that journey. If this sounds like something that is of interest to you, I want you to click on the link in the comments or in my bio to join the wait list as we kick off on April 1st, 2024. This is the Energetic EJ.
Yes. This is the Energetic EJ, and you are welcome to another episode on Your Voice, Your Impact. I'm on this beautiful Monday morning. Actually, this is the last Monday in the month of March. Oh my gosh. And I'm super excited because what? After March comes what? Comes April. And in April, what's going on in April? April is a very, very, very special month. You know what I'm saying? Because it's my birth month. The other day, just a couple of days ago, a friend of mine celebrated her birthday, and a day before the birthday, she made a post on LinkedIn. I was like, oh my God, how many of you, go about with this birthday giddiness, something like that? I'm like, see, if birthday giddiness was a name, it would be me. Because what? We are still 20 something of March, and I'm already counting down to 11th of April. That's how much I'm so like pumped up about birthdays. You know what I'm talking about. Besides, this year it's a very special one for me, and I'm super excited. And I'm being intentional about this because usually I'll just like glaze around it, like a beg, what's there? What have we even achieved that we're celebrating? And sometimes I'll just like, just do it half-heartedly. But this year, I am consciously doing it with the whole of my heart to tell myself, to remind myself of how good God has been to me. I mean, I'm turning 40 in April. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to celebrate it. After all, they say life begins at 40. So I'm just about to begin my life. So why would I celebrate? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, welcome to the show again today. I'm not alone. I have three other beautiful ladies with me, my co-host in the building, and we have two other ladies. And without further ado, I'm just going to bring them up on stage so that we can have that our initial conversation about the weekend, because me, I'm always eager to know what Grace wants to say to us this about last weekend, the self-care mama. Me, I want to hear. I saw a post too. I want her to tell you guys about what she did during the weekend. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up on stage all the ladies in the building. And I love that we are four of us to close out this month of March, which was actually dedicated to women. All right. Hello, Gracie. Hello, Ginger Mama. Hello, Coach Benny. Hello, Architect
Hey.
AJ. How are
Hello.
you doing?
Hi. I'm good.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, let us allow Grace open this section. This segment is always dedicated to her because she does not joke with self-care. So me, I'm curious. I want them to know. Me, I know. I saw Expo as to what she did or part of what she did in the weekend. But please, Grace, how was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was amazing as
Hey,
always.
Grace.
And I think, and I think because of the fact that we get to talk about the okay, no, let me not lie. It's already a part of me to make sure that my weekend is something worth talking about. And that's
Yeah,
because
makes sense.
every week you work, 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 and then weekend should be dedicated for something special in a way of you giving back to yourself. So what did I do this weekend? I normally do I have a small garden where I water my plants on a daily, right? But this particular weekend, I really nurture it, talk to my plants. And you could see it was such a dramatic experience. I was like, I have started seeing plants like people, things that listen, So I just took out time to nurture, to talk to my plants, to have that conversation, to thank my plants for giving me oxygen, for being part of the reason we're breathing good air. So this weekend for me was gardening. I did it. And then another thing I usually do every weekend is I give back to my community. So on Sunday, on my way from church, I saw this very weird. I would call it weird. I saw a man that ordinarily should be begging because most times when they're on their wheelchairs, they beg. And
Mhm.
I drove past him and I saw a POS in front of him. So I came back, said, Oga, well done. No. What are you doing? He said, POS. They do POS. I said, interesting. And I engaged him. I asked him some questions, and he told me that he would rather do something instead of beg. And if you know me, you know that I am always for people using their hands to do something. So for me, this weekend was more about being intentional about one act. So I had to give him something. I was so excited. I had to give him. In fact, I emptied my purse,
Mm.
to give him something. So for me, it was nurturing nature in a form of gardening, and being very ordinarily I'll go water and move on, but I connected. I did a lot of communication with some say, oh, say this one do all right, but no, gardening
Wow.
is one beautiful
We are living
way
things
of
after all.
so
We are living things.
I'm into mental health, and I would always share some of the things that can be beneficial for us mentally, emotionally, physically, and otherwise.
Mm.
So yeah, my
Uh-huh.
weekend was boom, 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 boom,
Was
boom, boom,
rich. I
boom.
can
Nice.
say.
Over
I
to
can say.
you, the energetic EJ.
It was refreshing. There's nothing
It
about my
was.
weekends. Please, Mrs. Enke, Miss Enke.
I think compared to your weekend, mine was pretty low key because I had a long week, so I just refreshed. Slept
Right,
a lot. I slept a lot. Basically through the weekend. I didn't go
right.
anywhere. I didn't do
Love it.
anything but sleep. And
You
that was
kept the Sabbath.
I needed. Oh my goodness, I did. I did. I needed to top up for the coming week. So
Absolutely.
that
And
was
that's
that was my
Yeah,
weekend.
fantastic.
that's self-care. Top-notch
Exactly.
self-care,
Ah,
by
it
the way.
Exactly.
is. It's necessary
Yeah.
self care.
Absolutely.
Necessary
Well,
self
I,
care.
I did the same thing. On throughout Saturday, I didn't leave. As in, I don't think I left my bed. I was under my duvet, go out, go to the bathroom, come back, enter the
Oh.
duvet back, lie down, try to sleep. Did I watch a movie? I can't remember if I watched a movie or listen to music, but it was really just relaxed. I'm like, today I'm indoors. So, but yesterday, yeah, I went to church and I pretty much came back home and that was it.
Oh.
So I didn't really do much.
Straight. That's
Okay,
my idea of a
Benny,
perfect
what was
weekend.
your weekend like?
How was your weekend, Coach Benny?
my weekend my weekend in the last few weeks has always been, more work, more talk. So I tend to move my coachings and sessions to the weekend
Weekend.
where I have more times. Yeah. So I did a lot of it, and I still have spillover
Ooh.
today. I was checking my schedule today, and I'm like, God, I need to sleep, but I can't. You know, I was having a conversation with my husband this morning. I said, I know I need to sleep. Like, I woke up with this migraine on this side of my head, and I know
Mm.
that all I need to do is just
It's
sleep.
just a
I don't
sleep.
need medication. I don't need
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
But if I sleep, I won't be here now.
Yeah. Commitment.
Like, that thing, if you try it,
Yeah.
or
It's
everybody will be calling you, they will not, you will just be unreachable.
yeah. I feel
So
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm just saying to myself, just try after today, after maybe from now till after 3-4 p.m. Yeah, then
Okay.
have maybe like 3-4 solid hours of sleep.
Hours of snap. Okay.
Yeah, because I still have another call for 9.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but it's been
Yeah.
work, but very, very, very. I think it's about, well, it's part of what we're about to discuss. On
Right.
purpose. When you're doing something, yes, bodily you feel stressed and tired, but you just want to keep going because it's something that you love to do, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that is what has been for me. I had 1 hour conversation with Coach Grace. We didn't even realize it. We
And
just
one
kept
hour has
going.
gone.
We just kept going. So when she said, "Oh, we've done for 58 minutes," I'm like, "Are you
What?
serious?"
Oh. Yeah.
It felt like 15 minutes call, but we're talking passionately,
Absolutely. Yeah.
about it. So weekend very productive. Yeah, that's how I'll put it. I'm tired
Yeah.
but
I
not
mean,
tired.
exactly. I understand.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
understand it beyond the words you're
yeah,
using.
yeah,
And again,
yeah.
like you said, plugging it into what we're going to be talking about today, talking about purpose is also, tied to assignments for seasons.
That's it.
There are seasons that it will feel like you're hibernating. It's almost like you'll be telling yourself, like, hey, am I lazy?
What's
Like,
wrong with me?
why is my calendar like just empty? I'm not doing any, like I'm wasting away my life. But actually, sometimes I'm coming to realize that for myself now. That sometimes life is telling you, wait, you better rest now. Oh. You don't have anything on your calendar. Rest now because when the work would
What is
come,
coming?
it's going to reduce. Your sleep hours will reduce,
Yeah,
your work hours will increase,
yeah,
your mental capacity,
yeah,
the demand on your mental
yeah,
capacity will increase.
yeah.
And for me, that has been the story this year so far. First
Mm.
quarter Q1 is almost finished, and you're like, hey, now what's going on? But the thing is, I love that I was attuned and I could recognize it. And I'm like, it's just a season. So, well, it's not like I'm useless or I'm not doing anything, but I know there is a work going on my inside, but it's just not amounting to exerting energy on the outside right now. Like on a good day, I'm the one that kind of like, I'm not doing anything, I'm not teaching, I'm not having program or anything, nothing. But now there's like they rang the bell, assembly time, it's time. I'm entering
Mm.
into that season now, and I can see it. I'm like, oh my God, I wish I rested more because now it is time for me to swing into action. And it's lovely how we're going to segue into the conversation today. But before we do that, I want to acknowledge everyone online. I think there are two people on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, please just send us a comment and we'll drop your comments on the screen. If you're on LinkedIn, also you can drop a comment in the comment section. I think a couple of people on LinkedIn and a couple of people on Instagram as well. Thank you so much for joining us from everywhere today. Please also you can join the conversation by sharing with us what you do to care for yourself on the weekends. And if yours is not the weekend, it's also okay. I belong in the coaching community, and our lead coach does our weekend is packed, but Mondays are off day. Monday is a Sabbath, so she does nothing on Mondays, right? I think I've heard two of lead coaches in two different communities I belong that Mondays is like off for them. They don't do any single thing on Monday, just relax, right? So again, it's not as much as it is about the day of the week that you set aside to care for yourself as much as the caring for yourself. For some
Yeah.
people, it can even be a daily practice. Like every
Yeah.
day, certain amount of hours is dedicated to just being alone and taking care of themselves. So you can share with us some ideas that you have for self-care. We would love to see that from you. And today we're talking about purpose, finding your purpose in a highly competitive world. When the word purpose, when you hear the word purpose, what comes to mind? Because for me, for the longest time, for years, it was one word that I hung on to with the whole of my heart, always praying, sometimes fasting, like, God, why am I here? What is my purpose? What am I doing? The word purpose is so dearing to my heart that when I got pregnant and looking at all the circumstances around that, I had to name my son. Like, this baby is God's purpose for me for this season. And I had to name him God's purpose. So my son's name is God's purpose. So the word purpose, the idea behind purpose, is so dear to my heart. It's big for me to say, why are we here? And am I, because my biggest, concern and my biggest desire is that I am actually fulfilling the purpose for which God brought me to the world. Because again, my journey as a person started from delays. My parents had to wait 11 years for me to come. There has to be a purpose to that. Do you understand? So I'm like, all these stories cannot happen without me having a purpose. So I want to throw it out to you, ladies. When you hear the word purpose, what is the thing that comes to mind? Let's talk about that before we now talk about how to find it. Looking at our different experiences. Anybody can jump at it first.
So for me personally, I see purpose as your reason for being. So, like you mentioned earlier, why are you here? What are you meant to impact, or who are you meant to impact? Um, what are you supposed to do to make your mark? It could be in your home, it could be in your environment, could be amongst your friends. So that for me just embodies what purpose personally is.
Right.
Yeah, totally. I agree with Kechi. When I hear purpose, like she said, I hear why you here. What's your essence? Like Kinekoko. Do you understand?
Yes.
Right. Is it frozen or is it me?
I think it is.
Okay. Gracie, can you hear us? I hope you're there. Gracie, can you hear us? Okay, but your mic is muted, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, I muted myself because there was this noise coming from outside. Can you hear me
Okay.
clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you. We can
Yes.
hear you now. Yeah, you can go for it because I
Okay.
think Benny's video is paused for now.
Okay, so I also think that she probably there's a call coming through to her phone, and I'm guessing that.
True.
Alrighty, for me, purpose. So the simple way I want to answer that is every time I look around me and I see that this thing is meeting this need, this other thing is meeting this need, and I know that nature is very intentional. What comes to mind is that because nature is intentional, it means that everything, even as tiny as an ant is fulfilling a particular need and is answering to certain things. So the big question I then ask myself is, if all these things are meeting these needs, Grace, which need are you
Are you
meeting?
meeting?
So for me, purpose is, what are you meeting? Not necessarily so how I see it is that
Oh my gosh. Network. Oh my gosh.
We're having
What's
issues.
going on? Network.
Oh, she's back. I'll come back.
Was that network on your side or was it a call that came through?
The phone just became hot and went off.
Oh,
Oh, so
wow.
you had to join from another phone.
Like it's boiling hot and it just went off. So I had to use another phone to join.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Good to have you
can you
back.
hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Oh,
Sorry, I also
welcome
went
back,
off. Can
Gracie.
you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, so let me finish my thought. So
Yes.
I was just saying that purpose for me is, after seeing all these things, I am now asking myself, Grace, what is your why? Why are you here? What's the need that you're supposed to meet? So for me, I define purpose as my reason for being here and meeting the need that I've been put here on earth
To
to
meet.
meet. So that's what purpose
I
is
love it.
for me.
I love it. Coach Benny, yeah, you were saying something before the network, before
Yeah,
your phone
so I
went off.
said, you know, to agree with what everyone has said, it's the reason, that reason why you are here, the essence of your being here. You understand?
Yeah.
Just like
Mm,
and the way to simplify it for other people, because you hear that question a lot. It's just to say, you know, um, imagine yourself as a product. What have you been? What were you designed? What purpose are you designed? We know TV is for entertainment, right? We know
Yeah.
a spoon is for eating, right? We know a spatula is for flipping stuff, right? So a torchlight is to shine light in the darkness, for it.
Illuminate.
So you as a product, what have you been designed to do? That's how I describe it.
right. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more with everyone. And if you're watching this right now, whether on LinkedIn or on Instagram or on YouTube, you can also tell us in the comment section what you think when you hear the word purpose. What comes to mind? What definition do you give to purpose? Now coming to the finding it, because I feel like that's the work. Because for somebody like me, I follow Miles Moreau, and Miles Moreau was really big on purpose, on why we're here, the very important 5 questions
Yeah.
that we need to ask ourselves here on earth, right? And there's a lot of books, resources around purpose, but still, it still feels like it's a simple concept, but at the same time, it's very complex
Yeah.
because there are different thoughts around it, especially how to find it or how to discover it. Because again, I think the English word in a way sometimes also kind of just make things complicated. Because when you say find it, it seems like it's lost. Is it lost? Why are we finding it? Right?
I'd
Why are
rather
we
say
finding
create.
Yeah.
I recently started saying
Yeah.
create your purpose, because I'm of the opinion, or well, I would say that from what I have learned over the years,
right?
nature again, I learn a lot from nature. You can tell that, you know, nature is given to us to use and do whatever we want to do with it. And we would attract certain things that would open our eyes to certain areas that we can cultivate and create a solution for. So what I
Mm,
mean by that is, okay, for instance, gold. We Gold is very precious, and you would see that gold is not lying on the surface of the earth. You have to
Mm.
dig
Big.
and dig and find gold. In the same vein, I'm thinking to myself that, okay, well, maybe finding your purpose is not out of place, but I would rather use create, because when you say
Mm.
find, some people are lost because they are looking for, they don't know that it's something that you can create with the tools you have in your hands. So for
mm,
me, I would rather say that one's purpose is something that they can create with the tools they have, and while they're on that journey, they start to discover that, oh, maybe this is one
Yeah.
of the reasons. And I don't think that you just have one purpose. This is my purpose. This is why I'm here. I'm sure when
mm. Go
we
deeper in
talk,
the conversation.
go
Yes,
deeper into the
yes.
conversation, we'll get to
I
that
really
point where
I
yeah.
really think I would go with the word discover because
Discover.
Discover.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll
Exactly.
because
say
when you
that.
say
Discover.
discover, it means it already exists. It's
Mhm.
just for you to unpack it, for you to
Yeah.
search it out. So it's not
Mm,
like it's not lost, it's not non-existent. It is
mhm,
there, but you need to uncover it. You need to
mhm.
discover
Yeah.
it. And to
Yeah.
Yeah.
discover it, you then need to look within and
Mhm,
search and sit with
mhm,
yourself and ask questions. Sometimes in asking the question is even spending a period of time observing for the
Yeah.
answers to come to you. So that's the word that will come to that. That's the thing I would say, like we need to discover it because it already exists. So the question now begs, for us to converse on it. Like, how do we discover this purpose? And I love what Gracie said just now. Like, one of the things that held me bound for a long time is thinking it's just one thing. Like, is this one thing? So I'm like, what is this one thing that I'm supposed to be doing in this life? But what are your thoughts around that when we say, okay, fine, we've come to an agreement that we need to discover it, but how can we truly discover our purpose?
Before we talk about how, I think, that thing you said about a lot of people being in that state of confusion on what is this thing, I think first thing that comes to mind is the fact that people generally, tend to believe that it has to be something big, something, because we've used the word find. So it has to be, it has to be like a Buddha ultimate search kind of thing. Have to wear, some armor, get some, no. So if we understand that actually it is in your purpose are in the very little everyday things. You found your purpose in your voice. Your voice. People say voice. This voice, can that really be? Yes, it is. Do you understand? People have found it can be very ridiculous. It can be the most ridiculous things that, and I think that's always the thing. It's always that ridiculous things that we do not ever think. Our mind cannot even go there. You understand? So most of the time as coaches, when we're working with people and you start asking them you help them with this thing, and they say, this thing. You said, yes, this one. You say, this thing, because they were expecting something mysterious, something very big. Do you understand? So that's why it always seems very, very like everybody's always confused. So for the listeners, it doesn't have to be something big. You don't have to prepare for 5 years like you're preparing for Olympics to go and discover this thing. It is in the little everyday, things that seemingly English is failing me at this point in time. Things that
use the language that you know.
They're in the seemingly little everyday things that you do, that you are not
ordinary things
of,
you do.
Ordinary things that you do not think should be. Those are the things, and that's why they come effortlessly to you. That's why you do them. The fish does not struggle to swim. The bird does not struggle to fly. I hope that makes sense. So that thing that you do effortlessly, that it is in that thing that you will find your purpose. They say you're talking too much. Find it in that talking too much. They say you are too quiet. You are too quiet. You think a lot. Do you understand? It is in that ronuju. That is the strength. It is in those little things that people used to scold you sometimes. So I'll leave it at that.
Right. Nkechi, yes, please.
What question are we answering? Because she said so much and I'm still trying to process.
How do we find it?
I'm still on the path of self-discovery. I'm still on the path of self-discovery. But yes, like she said, is in the seemingly ordinary things you do. The fact that you don't have to. I think another thing is also to even recognize that what you do is special. Because yes, you is ordinary, but when you look around and you introspect, you realize that not everybody can do what you're doing. So that finding that it requires a lot of observation. So finding that thing you do, I'll just do it now. And your friend will be like, but I don't know how to do that. And you realize that, okay, so this thing I'm doing, like that's what need is it meeting? And I guess that leads you to the path. I'm still, like I said, I'm still on the path of self-discovery. There are a lot of things I do. that I feel they are not it, but from this conversation, I'm realizing that yeah, maybe, just maybe, just maybe, it
Right.
is. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe whatever it is you're currently doing is actually
Mm-hmm.
leading you
You
to
to
the
a
next
bigger.
level, to the next level. And it just feels like, and most times we don't even connect the dots until later, in
Yeah.
in retrospect, that will say, oh, okay, this is
Yeah.
why
This
I
is
had
why.
to do this at that time, because
Yeah.
my knowledge of that now helps me here. Oh wow, this is how I now got
Yeah.
here. And that is
Yeah.
why, just embracing the thought and the truth that your purpose is in the everyday, seemingly simple things, it would make you put your heart into it,
Okay.
and that thing that you keep doing will keep leading on to the bigger things, if you're
Bigger
even at
stuff.
all,
Yeah.
having to do bigger things. Because like you
Yeah.
said, see, it's not everybody that will do big things, but people
Sure.
are just, there are people that the small thing that they do is still as important as the big things that anybody is doing in this world. For
Yeah.
examples, a mom who has discovered and recognized that their purpose is just to raise their kids. The the dedication and the commitment that they give to that assignment, it differs from somebody who is still thinking that, no, to build multinational is my purpose, right? So even when they
Yeah.
are moms, they can easily delegate their motherhood, right? Because at the end of the day, anybody can raise a child. So help me do it, house girl do it. It's going to be different for somebody who embraces the truth that raising these kids is why I am here. So I feel like
Yeah.
when we look at it that way, and for me, what I'm hearing from what we've said so far is that when I look at it this way, like this conversation we are having now, for this moment, it's a purpose. It's serving a purpose, and so I'm giving it my all. I'm here. I'm engaged in the conversation. I'm giving it my full energy, full attention, because this is the purpose for this moment,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
If we
Yeah.
move on to
Yeah.
the next assignment for the day, I give it my all. By the time we look at all the addition, it will add up to something. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know, what you want to say to it. Grace, are you good? Are you with us?
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
Very much. Very much.
Okay.
I had to. I'm sorry. I left for. I had to
Yeah,
attend to
that's
an
fine. No, no,
emergency.
no
Yeah. So,
problem.
is there any question? Did you ask a question?
No, we're just like, I wanted to get your feel on what we're talking about so far.
Oh, okay. Yes. I think we are right
On
on track.
how, so we're looking at how we've talked about, okay,
Oh.
what the purpose is. So how can we really discover it? Or if somebody is more comfortable with finding it, if finding is still the word that works for them, okay,
Yeah.
how can I find it? If discovery is the word that, like, okay, I think discover, fine. If it's create, that also resonates with them, but how? Want to think about the how.
Yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I was just speaking to someone, and then we're talking about, you know, um, a man that a woman. Okay, I think it was in a book. I read one book, and we had the conversation. I was like, okay, this is like a confirmation of this research that I am on. So, you know me, I like using examples to answer my question. So this woman, at the age of 76, she started drawing. She didn't know how to draw for the better part of her life. She wasn't drawing, she wasn't doing anything, but she realized that, okay, she wanted something for herself to keep her busy. So she started drawing. I can't remember her name now. But when she started drawing, she realized that, oh, she's good though. See beautiful paintings now here and there. And then she did it so well that she started selling it became really expensive. I think people were fascinated by the fact that it was someone that was over
Okay.
70, so they were willing to pay that high amount, so at 76 she discovered that part of her. So again, because of my work, I also work with some people, old people. And then recently I gave them an assignment to draw something, and the one woman said, there is no small iota of drawing inside my phone. I know I am not artistic in any form. And I said, we all are. We all are. And it is only when you tap into that part of you that you see it. And guess what? When that woman drew that thing, I promise you, I know if you draw that thing with that woman draw. So how? So sometimes we limit ourselves because of the information we have told ourselves. And then, so I have a belief system that there is absolutely nothing that we cannot do. So when it comes to purpose, as a human being, I think there is a portion of being a human being, just being a human being. There is something that is collective to all of us, meaning that we are creative. We create. I think that's the first thing that I tell myself, that I am a creator. I create. So that's my why. So what am I creating now is the thing. So how do I create this particular thing is, what do I need to learn to be able to create? So first things first, because I'm a human being, I am a co-creator. I have the ability to create. And then secondly, what do I want to create? So when I say it's about discovering and creating, until we tap into, and I love what Coach Penny said when she said that, is it talking too much that you are doing it? I just realized that thing they are insulting you with, that's why you're here. One of the reasons why you're here. And and when I discovered that thing, I was like, insult.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, no, no,
Can
no,
you hear
no.
me? Oh, what's happening?
Okay, you're back.
Now we can.
Usually it will sound like an insult, right? And then you sit down with that, wait, why is this? Why is this? So let me, before I keep quiet, I'll say this particular one and how I was able to discover that is why I am particularly here. One of the reasons I am here. So when I'm in a place and we are stuck, we are in a particular position, and I'm like, we can do this to move to this level. Why are we still here? Explains why I'm a coach, anyways. And I'm like, every time, once I'm on a group and I bring an idea that let's move forward, and everybody will say, let's move forward, I'll say, let's move forward. What can we do to move forward so that we can achieve this thing? Pepper body, for non-Nigerians listening to this, pepper body is that thing that keeps you restless. That, oh yeah, let's do this. So that's how I was able to. So my secondary school mates, because we've known ourselves forever, if they want to say anything about me, they'll say, Grace, Ginger Mama. You even call me Ginger Mama. That name has been there. An encourager. So I know that I can encourage an ant to move. So I discovered that part of me right from way back. I sometimes, I always talk about this, that, wait, who sent me message? What is my business? So until I realized that, look, there's a reason why this is a part of you. It is one of the reasons you're here. So how, to answer your question, how? Number one, know that you're a co-creator. Number two, there's something about you that, you're very uncomfortable with. You just can't see it. Like, Ejiro, I did one long website. Ejiro, so I said, no, reduce it. She couldn't wait. She reduced it for me. And that's Ejiro for you. Ejiro loves all those, she's almost perfect when it comes to, So there are little things that that you don't have, other people have. And then from there, you can just sit down and know that, okay, maybe I should now get a training. So the how is, be trained so that you can really understand
how to
the
deploy that thing.
technicalities and how to do it, properly. So that's what I would say.
Okay. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So the first thing is, like, you need to just know that you are a co-creator. That's one of your purpose as a human being. So let's settle that one. Every one of us on earth, we are co-creators as our creator who created us here. So that's one of your purpose. Now, what now differentiates you from the next person is what are you creating? And then how are you creating? Because even with the what you're creating, there are a lot of people that are creating the same thing you're creating. But how you
So
create
how
it
do you
is
stand
what
out?
separates you from how every other person creates it. And the only way for you to recognize how you create it is by knowing yourself. I think that's my own point I'm going to drop here. Is that how to discover your purpose is to know you, is to spend time with you, is to introspect, is to observe. Like leave sometimes train yourself to observe yourself. So it's like training your mind
Self-awareness.
to have outside, yes, outside of body
Out of
experience.
body experience.
Yes, like you can just withdraw yourself from a situation. So when things happen, don't be too quick to just either castigate yourself or praise yourself and close it at that. No, sometimes find time to like, okay, fine, let me just even observe this thing that happened. Remove yourself from the picture and watch what happened again. The truth is, we have that capacity. If you have not experienced it before, just try it. The first time you try it, will be hard because you look like, are you okay? Are you, is something happening to you? No, no, no. The fact that you are aware that you want to carry out that practice is to show you that you are okay. But try it. The first time it will be, there will be resistance. Go back again and try it again. Try it on little things. Like maybe something, or start with something that is pleasurable. There are times you can just sit down and think about something you did that is fun. And you're alone, oh, but you just be laughing.
Yeah.
It still happened to me too. Today I was in the bathroom and I was having a conversation with somebody in my head. And I in that conversation in my head, I responded one way. I laughed. I was just laughing. I'm like, wow, our mind is so powerful. So I would say that how to discover it is to observe yourself so that you know those things that are uniquely you. And then you can leverage it like, okay, how can I deploy this more? Or how can I use this to serve other people or to serve a higher cause, and that can lead you into your path. Coach Benny, do you want, okay, yeah, please.
Yes. I want to ask a question, and Coach Benny is going to Coach Benny, you can answer it, and then Nkechi
Nkechi, yeah.
can answer, and then like that. So the question is this: so because this topic is about knowing your purpose, because we live in a community or we live in a society where Lagbaja is doing something, everybody would follow. Landa is doing something, everybody would follow. Now, as much as we are all co-creators, we are all unique and we have our own unique flavor to whatever
Flavor.
we
I
do.
love it.
So the question is, it's a highly competitive world where people are doing things to I have to do this, I have to do that. How do you maintain decorum? How do you maintain um, being in line with your
With
purpose,
your
right?
own.
Doing what you really want to do and maintain sanity. Before you answer the question, if you're just joining us, if you're watching this right now, this is your voice, your impact. We are doing this so that you can probably jump into this video right now and remind yourself that there's a reason why you're here. What are you here for? You can use your voice to actually impact people. That's why we are doing this. So, right. So, Coach Benny, how can you how can you manage being in a highly competitive world and you maintain sanity and then still fulfill purpose
Purpose.
without jumping into another person's line?
Purpose.
Or you understand? Yeah, you
Yeah.
understand my question?
Yeah, so I think that's the essence of purpose itself, right? Um, can you guys hear me? Everybody seems
Yeah, we
frozen.
can hear you now. We can hear you. Yeah.
So I said I think that's the essence of purpose in itself. You
Hmm.
know, being able to help you know that even if you are a twin, you are nothing compared to your twin sister or your twin
Hmm.
brother. just the way they say that our thumbprints are different. We're all different. We are all different. So when you discover purpose, sincerely, the question you ask is just the summary of what purpose is all about and the advantage of discovering your purpose on its own. You have been designed for something, right? If you're a torch, you have been designed so that when there is darkness, we switch you on and you illuminate everywhere. Why do you want to become a spoon? Especially maybe a cooking spoon that is meant for turning, stirring on the fire. So they say, okay, now that you are jealousing cooking spoon, let's use you to stir this soup.
It will all melt.
I say it's too hot.
If you are a rechargeable torch, your whole mechanism will be scattered. If you are the one that is using battery, the battery will run down because you have entered where you're not supposed to enter, because you were jealousy spoon. Spoon is always stirring. Spoons taste the soups.
The food first.
Me, I just sit down on the shelf and I'm watching
and shine light on the
do
food.
all the tasting. Oh yeah, come and do the stirring. Then you will now see that you were not in any way built for what spoon was built for. Because in the darkness where you are supposed to shine, no matter how silver the silver of the spoon is, it cannot shine in darkness. So in discovering your purpose, you need to accept that this is who I am, right? Find yourself. You do your SWOT analysis. These are my strengths. It's not only for business. When you're doing SWOT, you do SWOT analysis for yourself. This is my strength. This is my weakness. This is the opportunity that I have. These are the threats that I have. It will explain everything. So you conjoin everything. I am a marriage coach, right? I have discovered that my purpose is for the early years. I flow with them better. I've tried all sorts. You know, when you're just discovering, you will try this one, 60 years in marriage, this one, they will come. Do you understand? But I discovered that what God has given me, the solution that God has given me, and I've been able to create, works magic. So when I work with early years, they go, I've heard, reviews like, ma, how did you know? I didn't know. It's because I have discovered, do you understand? I have mastered my area of strength. I have mastered, that is where God has called me.
Right.
You understand? But if I want to turn tomorrow to say this is so, and because I have discovered it, I have also discovered, I've also mastered my own strength and weaknesses as a person, as an introvert. What can I do? What can I do? Now, bringing my personality into the purpose that God has given me, I merge them together. That's why I am unique in my own way. So when I push it, I might not be one of, I can't be dancing Shoki on Instagram. I see that people that are doing it, it's working. Do you understand? Come out, do skits, shout and all that. It's working for people. But I remember a few times my social media manager, this is what they are doing. This one. I said, I know myself. Please, don't. That's why before you post anything, please run it through me until you yourself understand who Benny Okwandu is. I said, I know me. I am so comfortable with being who I am. Do you
That
understand?
nothing shakes
So,
you.
you and I know that all of us here, sitting here, we know what to do to blow up tomorrow on Instagram.
Right.
It will change, yes. But does it align with your purpose?
Hey.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you understand? We know what to do. We know what to do to you know what to do. Just come up with one story, you know, relating to one thing, post it there, or even go naked, or just do something. Say, you know, Coach Benny, that woman that is always say, her marriage has scattered.
Oh my goodness.
We've had people do ridiculous things simply because you are trying to break into that market by force or by fire. It seemed like, do you understand? And when I see things like that, I'm trying to, in my head, I'm asking myself the question, is this person under pressure to want to fit in? Or is this person trying to do what is necessary, what is required, right? Some things are required. Some things, even from the way you are doing it, we know that you are under pressure. You are pressurizing yourself.
Yeah.
I remember a few things my husband, I was trying to, when I was starting out, I did a few things, and immediately, I think it was a video or something like, immediately I posted, my husband said, he just called me. He said, pull down that video. That's not you. He said, pull it. He said, pull it down. He said, that's not you. And he said to me, he said, there is a coach that you have been talking about, listening to in the recent. He said, I've just been quiet. I've been looking at you. He said, that person.
Oh no. Oh no. I hate it when network do these things.
Oh boy.
Just when the
Okay, while
story
we're
is
waiting
about
for
to
her,
be
yeah.
Yes,
I
please
think
go
while we're
ahead.
waiting for her, Ikechukwu can answer the same question if you're ready.
Okay. So adding to what she said about realizing what you're meant to be or what you're meant to do and sticking with it. I think something else that will help you stand out is your passion for that thing you are doing that is meant to be for you. Because you realize that there are other people that are doing that thing, but when you put your heart into it, there's that extra that in there and it sustains you long term rather than doing it short term and you're burning out because I don't really like it, but make I just do it. But when you have passion for it, it sustains you for a longer period and you find out that you make more impact that way. Another thing is noise. There's a lot of noise nowadays. We're dealing with enough this generation from social media, LinkedIn pages, people that are oppressing you, so to speak. You need to learn to filter out the noise, filter out the noise, and then stick with people or places that have aligning values with you. That helps you stick to your path, basically, and just follow that path. Because if you, like she said, if you start doing tumbo everywhere, you scattered. You lose yourself in the process, and you probably enter into a lot of trouble. Another thing is having an accountability partner. That's something I've realized that works for me. Someone still aligning values, someone whose values align with mine, someone whose thought process aligns with mine, and someone that will call you out, like her husband called her out, someone that will call you out when you are deviating. It helps a lot in standing out when you're finding your purpose. I think she's back.
She's back. So you were, see, let me tell you where you stop. You said, your husband said, the truth is not. Your husband said there is a coach that you have been listening to.
My husband said there's a coach that you have been, you know how when you start listening to someone new and then you are all over, in the house, you're talking about, oh, this person said this, oh, this person said that. He said there's this, he said, since you've been mentioning that person, he said, I've gone to the person's page and he said the person, though the person's message is saying, oh, I have made it, I have it. But behind her message, everything we are seeing is hunger. And
What a feedback.
my husband is a brand person. So he said the message does not align with the person's picture, not that does it align with the person's appearance. And
That's
then,
deep.
The person is coming, the person is money. He said no. He said, apart from the fact that you are my wife, you already have like an aura around you.
Oh, so good.
That people respect, people do that. So when you start doing this, you are embarrassing me.
Hey.
Yeah.
Ouch.
One bottle of Zobo for your husband.
Honestly.
we need to. Okay, that one is for marriage and talk.
I call him Abi. You should come.
Having aligning with your partner. Let your partner understand your purpose and help you. There's that part. We talk about that one in another episode.
He's my like Nkechi said, he's my first accountability partner. I run it. No matter how difficult. There's some conversations that are difficult because you feel like this person will not understand. But what I've told myself, you must make him understand. Do you understand? At least let him understand first before you say this person does not understand.
Exactly.
Right? Try to explain, because sometimes we just assume, I know this person will not. No, try them.
Give them a chance.
And over time, it has come back, very, 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 very helpful. So you've got to know that this is what I have been called to do, or this is what I have been designed to do, right? And then you factor in your person, your personality, because see, God is a very, very intentional God.
Yes.
God is very intentional. Our life, everything that we are, everything we're going to be, is just like that big picture, one big picture that you have to put together like a piece of puzzle. That's what you said, Coach EJ, every piece by piece, everything you have experienced, not especially the not so good experiences, plus the so good experiences. You have lived 10 years with somebody, that maltreated you, blah, blah, blah. Believe you me, somewhere in the future, the experiences you went through in that place is going to show up.
Absolutely.
And then you'll be able to say, this is why I had to go through that training.
Yes.
Everything happens for a reason.
For a purpose. Do you see that this purpose is in everything? So as you guys were speaking that time, when you were speaking, I was just saying in my head, the line that was coming is, when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. And so when you try to just copy here, copy there, you are presenting yourself for abuse, because you're not staying in the purpose or in the design or in the arena that God has created you for. Gracie, Rashid is shouting out to us on Instagram. Thank you so much.
Hi, Rashid. Good to have you here. And there was something Coach Benny said that she mentioned that I think is very critical. How do we know when we're being very so now what's the opposite of flexibility? Now, there's room for me as coaches, we understand where we have to be flexible, or we know when to be flexible, because like that message you used now, somebody might just run away with that when there's an opportunity for them to seize, and they're sitting on the horse of, because I would use this as an example. There was a guy that wanted to, he's an introvert. He was to get a job where he was supposed to be a sales, customer service dude. And, he said that he's an introvert, that he will not be able to do it. And that was the only position that was available at the time. So because he's an introvert, he knows that he cannot, there are some limitations, there's some things that but because that person just wanted to help him. Let me tell you, long story short, that guy was the best sales guy at the end of the day. He was the best for a period. So because sometimes there are some stories that we have told ourselves, because of, so how are we able to understand? And that's important, you know your personality, you know your strengths and weaknesses, but how then can we know where to come in with flexibility that, okay, this is me, I am not this person, however, for this particular purpose.
Oh my gosh. Well, Coach Benny, you get Coach Benny, you get the question.
I get the question. So the thing is, the reason why most of the time you need to know your person, right? You need to understand your personality, where temperament and all those things come in. The reason why you know is for information, and it's for you to be able to take decision, right? When I tell people that I'm an introvert, a lot of people don't agree, right? Because in a platform like this, one will say I'm talking too much, right? Yeah, so no, she can't be an introvert. But that has come with training over time. Number one, it has come with training over time. And then number two, it's also the fact that I'm speaking on a topic that I am also very passionate about.
Right.
You understand? So I have shifted from a place of, introverts are very quiet to nobody's quiet. Nobody's quiet. When even the most quiet person, when you touch on topics that interest them, they
will speak up. Yeah.
They light up.
There's this picture. I don't know if you guys have seen that picture. They say an introvert, when the person they are close to comes around, and then there's this person with legs coming out of the person's mouth. I don't know if you've seen that picture. Very funny. So an introvert outside, and then the person that they are very warm with, that they're very happy with, is around.
The extrovert in them.
And that's the truth most of the time.
Yeah.
So the reason why you want to know, first of all, as it relates to your purpose, is to ask yourself, right? This dancing that they're asking me to dance now. Sorry, I don't know why that is coming as an example.
I know. It's all over the place. One woman used to say that whenever she dances, that's when she sells.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yeah.
For people, yes.
People need drama.
For some people, yes.
We're not disputing that. We're not disputing that. But then that's where you now ask yourself, what is the connection between this dancing and the brand I'm building and my purpose? Do you understand? Because the reason why we're talking about purpose is for you to be able to build a business around it, for you to fulfill purpose, right? Now, this thing that they said is trendy and is going to help me, how is it going to help me, right? So I'm going to use myself as an example again. So I am targeting young professionals that are in marriage between 0 to 5-7 years, right? And of course, they should be able to pay my bills. How would they feel? How they feel seeing Coach Benny dancing?
Yeah.
Why are you laughing, Coach EJ? Why are you laughing?
It will be very off-putting, to be honest.
Honestly, like, nah, is this person gonna help me? Nah.
Because you really want to spill.
Do you understand?
You want to spill to somebody that is dignified in a way, not somebody that's all over the place.
I can't lie to you. The caliber of people that send me DM, you will know that these people are serious. Sure, you get when the way they construct, because I think that's one of my problem. I'm too intentional. Let me put it that way. I'm too intentional. I feel like sometimes I'm too strategic. But the truth is that is what has given me the result that I have today. Do you understand?
Right.
So
Right.
it's okay if I'm selling shoes. Believe me, I'll dance, even if it is not what I want to do. Now, coming back to personality and all that. But the person that wants to buy shoe wants to see me dance.
Right. Okay. I get you now. Because I was going to say what okay, I got you.
You
So
understand? And also depends, it also depends. Yes, it also depends on the kind of shoe you are selling. Don't forget your target market.
Right.
So if you're selling slippers, 10,000, 12,000, those level of people, those level of market want to see you dance. Dance for me if you want to collect my money.
Oh my God.
But if you want to sell a men's shoe that is going for 500,000, 700 million, do you understand? Those executive kind of shoes.
Like this one, we run away with my money.
God bless you.
As you are carrying the shoe, before you start dancing, they've swiped.
You say you're not serious.
Yeah.
That cheap shoe they
hold. Again, let's do this in 2 ways. No, Coach Benny, wait. Unless if what you know, I mean, if you are that kind of person, that's your personality. Like you like to dance, you like to drive and everything, but you still want to. You don't think that. I don't even know how to say it anymore. Like because again, if that's my private person, and I want to sell that kind of shoe, it's me. Like that's me.
Dance on your personal page, on your business page. Have a bit of decorum. Align to your target market. Thank you.
Thank you. You see that he is trying to set me up. You're trying to set me up. So at the end of the day, the reason why you want to know your personality, right, is for you to be able to match it to your purpose, to say, how is my personality as a person, how is it going to help my purpose? Because your personality can actually also kill your purpose. Do you understand?
Yeah,
so
true.
Yeah, it can either make or might. So if your personality is going to help it, now capitalize on your strength, capitalize on that personality and push your purpose. If you know that your personality is going to kill the purpose, it's going to mar it, what you want to do is now to work on it.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Work on it. I have worked with people who were extreme what do we call them now? Extroverts. Do you understand? But because
pay attention to
it's
details.
impacting on what they are, on their purpose, what they are talking about, people are not taking them serious because you talk too much, you are too playful and all that. They have to work on it. So by the time they started their, self-development journey and all that, we now ran the personality test. We discovered that maybe after like 6 months, 1 year, that it has shifted. Even they themselves, they are more composed. There's a shift. So it is for you to know, this is my purpose. This is what I have found, myself. God has designed me for. Now, this is the personality I have. Is it great to go? Do you understand? Do I need to strengthen it more? What do I need to tweak? So that will be
so I think the watchword here is always look for the alignment between your purpose and your personality and everything
that's
together to bring it out. And so you will always see. And so we're not here to even castigate anybody. What we're saying is you will always see that there is a gap somewhere. There is always a gap. There is a blind spot and you need to work it out. So for example, I'm an extrovert, right? People think, EJ, you know how many people come to me like, EJ, you can do this thing. Come and you know how to talk very well. Come and do this thing. But me, I'm like, I know how to talk. When I say, let's come and talk. But when it has anything to do with selling, It just I cut off.
Oh,
But that's a personal development work that I am now growing into, to know and to change that mindset, to say selling is not just selling. It's not like I'm trying to collect your money. No, what I'm offering is value, and it's an exchange we are carrying out here. So for us to have an exchange, you need to give me your money so that I can give you the value that I carry for you. But it's a work that I have to now consciously do. Yes. Why are you laughing at me? Grace, why are you laughing?
I want you for that thing. If your money I want. No, I want to, you like saying it, that it should not look like it's your money I want. It's your money I want. I want your money.
It's your money I want. It's your money I want.
So I give it to you. Yeah, because let's call it, that thing, there's a way me too, I know I've been there, that if I want to tell something, humble. I'll now say that, so that if I'm not humble. You see that your money, in fact, if you're not fast, somebody that needs it better will collect it from me, and I'll collect the person's money. Well, we need to start being very serious about it. I think we've done, but almost it's almost 2:30, and we really have to run. And then I just want to quickly say that, Nkechi, this is the sign. This is the sign that you should be heard, that you should say something. Because I'm saying this because when we said she should come, she said, I'm shy. Is it on camera? I'm shy.
Oh yes. So this is me stepping out of my comfort zone. I would not do this on a normal day. Yes. Really? I will not do this on a normal day. But I had to give myself a pep talk. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to do more.
Absolutely. You are welcome here anytime. And I know we didn't really get into your personal story. Maybe what we can do is dedicate another session to you to talk about your journey from, I read your profile, you are an architect, but currently you're looking into another industry. You can come share the story around that, so that people who are trying to transition can, gain some inspiration from your journey. And I know you say, oh, I'm still a work in progress. I'm still discovering that. We understand we are all work in progress, right? But thank you for, coming out, and you didn't come off like you're shy or anything. You really contributed to this, and it suits you so well.
I had nightmares for the first 2 days. When she told me, I was like, hey God, which kind of work can I do?
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. I just want to say thank you, Coach Benny. Thank you, Nkechi. Thank you, Grace, so amazing, for being here again today. Thank you to everyone who joined our conversation. Rasheen, love you. Rasheen has just been affirming all what we're saying on Instagram, talking about, gold to be refined has to go through the process when we're talking about, making some changes to align the purpose with our personality and things like that. And she's been agreeing and commenting on Instagram and on LinkedIn. I don't see any comments. I know that by the time we're done, when I go check back, most times there are always comments there, but we don't see it when we're live. So thank you to everyone on LinkedIn, on Instagram. Thank you, Rush. We are bringing you here next, Rasheen. So Grace, please, let's attack her. She has to come and share here. That woman is audacious. We're going to talk about
Rasheen, you're coming here next Monday. You're going to be here next Monday.
Rasheen. Come and talk about. No, I think the topic I have for you in my head is intentional networking. You're so great at it. And you're a super connector. So I think we should talk about that. So Rasheen, we're coming for, I will slide into your DM after now. All right. So guys, thank you so much for joining. This is your voice, your impact. And again, if you're listening to us and you feel like, you have a message burning in your heart and you're like, hey God, guys, look at how they're just speaking. Like, I don't even know I'm going to, don't worry. This is why we're here. This is one purpose that we're here, really. Your voice, your impact is to help you use your voice for impact as we are using ours right now. So maybe you're afraid, you are scared, you are shy, and you're like, hey, how will I do? Don't worry, come. Reach out to me, reach out to Grace and say, you know what, I want to be on your show. You come and be on the show. So you will not have to do it alone for the first time. And just taste and see that the Lord is good. Taste and see that the screen is beautiful. When you see yourself on the screen, like, it's not that difficult. I can do it. That's the effect that we have on people as well, because we believe so dearly that when you have a burning message, you need to just share it. Sometimes you even kind of discount that message. Maybe you're like, who is going to benefit from it? Somebody will. do not discount it. Somebody will. And it does not have to be like a success story, like, oh, from grace to grass. No, it could be that you're still in that struggle, but you are probably 10 steps ahead of somebody who just got into that same situation. And so you sharing your 10 steps would help the person who is still at step 1. And that is you making impact. It's as simple as that. Impact is not something very gigantic. It's like you are 2 steps ahead of somebody else and you're showing them not to fall into the pit. If you have watched Squid Game, you would understand when they were doing that last game to cross over to the other side. But the person that jumped and fell already showed the other people that that place is not good, right? You can go to the other side. So please do not be afraid. Reach out to us and be a part of the conversation. Thank you so much. We'll come your way again next week. This is Your Voice, Your Impact, and I am the energetic EJ. Bye.